Tonight, it's Luka Doncic and the Mavericks in New York. Earlier today, Dirk Nowitzki talked about coaching Luka in the Rising Stars game and his advice for the rookie tonight at MSG.
Yeah, I told him, he's got to play hard, or I got to sub him out. I'm gonna be tough on him. I want to teach him a lesson, and no, he's been obviously tremendous for us. He's been an amazing find. I think he exceeded all of our expectations, and he deserves to be in that game. He even had a shot to be in the real All-Star game, and he still has, I guess. Once they announce the reserves, we'll see. But he's been, for a 19-year-old, his court vision, his play has been amazing, and we're happy to have him.
For Luka and Brunson and a couple others, this will be their first game here. Is there anything you would impart to them about kind of a heads up?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of want to stay in the moment. You don't want to get carried away by the magnitude of the situation here. And I mean, sometimes it's easier said than done. And whatever, you see some celebs in the front row, but you just got to stay focused, and once you get subbed in, and just focus on your defensive coverage, focus on the next play on offense, and just stay in the moment and enjoy it.
Luka's played in a lot of high-pressure situations in his young basketball life at the age of 19, EuroLeague championship games, that sort of thing. This will be a different experience for him tonight at Madison Square Garden. What advice would you guys give him based on your own memories of walking onto that floor in front of that crowd the first time?
And the Knicks are not the Knicks as back in the past. What I will say is that mystique of walking in there as a professional basketball player, getting to play in front of that crowd, usually the great ones have magical games in Madison Square Garden. And I think for him is somewhat you got to play well, you want to win, but you also have to put on a show in New York. And if you can do that, it seems like that's your measuring stick of one of those regular season games when you play against the Knicks in New York, G. And so I'm looking forward to him to have one of those special nights.
Yes, Steve, I think so too. And obviously we know Luka is a great student of the game, grew up overseas, so may have a different relationship and understanding of Madison Square Garden. But you know this, I mean, there's an electricity in that building. Mm-hmm. And you walk in there for a game, the fans are so knowledgeable, the music, the energy, everything about it, it's just prime time. And you feel it. And look, he more than any rookie, I would say, is probably ready because the responsibility he had in the EuroLeague, which is, I believe, a tougher league than college basketball, the stage he was on, how he responded. So he is suited for a special moment. And you know what? This kid has had a lot of them already thus far at home and on the road. So one thing I'd say, and it took me a few games, I think, to figure it out. I would get so excited when I would first go to New York that sometimes it worked against me. So I had to learn how to just stay within myself and then get excited throughout the course of the game. Not go out there for 2 hours and shoot before the game, which I did one time and had no legs for the game. But, there's an energy there that's just hard to describe. You really just have to feel it, and he'll definitely feel it.
You know what I love about Matt and Grant? You may can attest to this. The conversations you have walking around New York before you play. Just the fans are coming up to you and how are you going to guard John Starks? What are you going to do? Are you going to post it? They're so knowledgeable. You can't get caught up in talking to everybody about the Knicks basketball. So it's going to be interesting to see how he handles this, and I'm looking forward to this from Luka.
By the way, Pete Maravich has the rookie scoring record at Madison Square Garden, 40 back in the 70-71 season. That's something to shoot for Luka Doncic, who's scored better than 30 in 2 straight games now. He also has a chance at this point to become the 5th rookie in NBA history to average 25 and 5 for a season. Is he an all-star in the Western Conference, or should he be?
He has all-star numbers. And I think right now the Western Conference is just loaded. I think he gets a chance if we unfortunately have some injuries, and I think he's right there on that next cusp of being an all-star. But what I'm seeing is, if those numbers right, we're in the East, he would be an all-star right now. It's just unfortunately, I don't think, in my opinion, that he would be an all-star this season.
I agree with you, Smitty. The West is loaded. This kid is just remarkable what he's done. He has a promising future. There's a chance, possibly the last few years there's guys who get injured. Anthony Davis, we don't know how long it's going to take for him to get back. Inevitably sometimes guys will sit down to replacements, but the kid is, what he has done, how he has played. I think everyone said that he was the most ready because of his experience, but I think he's exceeded everyone's expectations and how his confidence, like you just feel like the momentum, the confidence he's gained. And so this kid, he'll be an all-star, whether it's this year, next year, years to come. Definitely a guy who has a chance to be a perennial all-star throughout this league.
Somebody always gets hurt and can't play in the game. I think he will not make the cut tomorrow. I think he'll be the first guy called in when there's an injury in the Western Conference.
That's fair.
It's fair. It could be.
And also factoring in all the votes he received. I think that's something for Adam Silver to consider as well.